Hello everyone, I'm the writer, and welcome to my first review video. This one is on WandaVision, which you've probably heard enough about at this point, but guess what? It's now my turn to talk about this. I'll be breaking this up into 4 parts: writing, style, the ending, and what's going to come after this. Spoilers for WandaVision, other comics, MCU projects, and other future projects. Now, let's get started. From episodes 1 to 6, the writing was fantastic. I absolutely loved the idea of mixing horror and sitcom with a dash of action. This was just what I was hoping for. I am so happy these episodes were different from what the MCU was. Most, not all, MCU movies are punching, talking, explosions, and then a final battle, as well as some kind of colorful beam of energy. While that happened more towards the end, the first 6 episodes didn't follow that. We just see Wanda and Vision living a peaceful life with their kids and a possibly alternate dimension brother, but we'll come back to him a little later, trust me. Not to mention, I love the titles for the episodes. I thought those were clever, referencing titles of sitcoms to actually breaking the fourth wall. I also enjoyed the episode We Interrupt This Program. Well, at that point in the series, everyone was speculating, so were Jimmy, Darcy, and Monica, which I thought was both hilarious and nice. Their friendship is delightful. I really enjoyed how much they were trying to understand what was going on. They were trying to figure this out as well. Seeing Jimmy and Darcy doing something on their own and becoming their own characters is actually very well done until the end of the series a bit. Monica's introduction is also nice for some parts. There were other scenes that didn't make much sense with her, but that's for the conclusion. As for Hayward and Agatha, between our 2 villains, Agatha is definitely the better one. From being the nosy neighbor to a witch from Salem, that's pretty crazy. I also understand why she became a villain. Her own mother did that to her! Hayward was the typical Marvel villain of the MCU. I knew he was going to be stopped when he launched a missile at her. A Stark missile at her kids. He had this coming. He even messed up the security footage to make Wanda appear as the villain. As for Agatha, I do believe she's coming back. How Agatha got Darkhold when it was with the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I don't know, but Agatha studied the book. She knows a lot about it. She'll most likely appear in Doctor Strange 2 and help, and then probably betray them. This is the lady who would have killed 2 kids. She will betray them. We are saving Peter to the end. Trust me on this, guys. I've got a theory. The writing was well done for the first 6 episodes. From seeing Vision's dead body to Quicksilver's dead body to the wacky sitcom life, it was something else. I also enjoyed how well Paul and Elizabeth did with their characters. You can feel Wanda's grief and Vision's love. The line Vision said that has become popular, "What is grief if not preserving love?" which is a nice detail and a good thing to say about this in a time of crisis. Also, this is a good relationship of the 2. In previous storylines in the comics, they were not a lovely couple. In this one, they are. Thank gods! In the comics, Vision really emotionally drains her a lot, so seeing Vision being a lovely husband to her is nice, as well as being the only one who can help her when Pietro died. I also enjoyed Tommy and Billy, which surprised me. I knew they were going to do the Young Avengers, but I didn't think I would enjoy them as much as I did. Agatha is a good villain. It was nice to see Darcy and Jimmy in action as well, and Monica's gonna get her own adventure soon enough. The writing pretty much fell apart towards the end, but that's mainly with putting production on hold due to the tickets. But from the interview alone, it sounds like something else was supposed to happen. However, with the changes they made, they did a pretty good job of at least giving Wanda her ending and setting up the multiverse a bit. I feel like they could have done a better job of that, but if you want to know what I think about that, write in the comments below. I'll make a video on what ending they should have gone with. While Wanda got her ending, other things were not resolved, which is what people were not okay with. But hopefully this will be explained later in future MCU projects. Now for style. Right off the bat with the first episode, I was already hooked in. It was nostalgic to see a lot of sitcoms recaptured again. I even liked that they did get Mr. Van Dyke to return and help them make the scenes possible. I absolutely love how Wanda's making dinner. That scene is so pretty to me. Also, seeing her powers in action is a delight. She's clearly diving into more and more magical probability side of her powers. I also enjoyed the decade jumps. We went from the 50s to the current era. The style of each era in sitcoms is different and really drives home the decade they were in. From the TV changing to the wallpaper changing, as well as their own clothes. You can tell the fashion trend in each of those periods too. Heck, even the kids' toys changed. From cars to a Wii to a GameCube. Seriously, that's a nice detail to have. The style is just so different from the other MCU movies, which is something I'm thankful for. This isn't the same style. Wanda's is more like Doctor Strange and that typical girl. Like Spider-Man had the current teenager style with some superhero style. Wanda's like that. Another detail that fans of the X-Men notice is how similar she is to her comic book father Magneto. Actually, a lot of this did remind me of the X-Men, especially the scene where Wanda flicks her wrist to have the people's minds turn their guns at Hayward. I think this may lead to her being more of an X-Men, or at least a reference to her used to being a mutant. The ending. For a show about Wanda, this was a good ending for her. I didn't expect the people of Westview to forgive her for what she did. She didn't mean to create the Hex, but she still mind-controlled them into playing her sitcom. I was also relieved that the kids didn't die, but they are possibly in another reality. I don't know if we're gonna get to see Mephisto, but I'm leaning towards more Nightmare. Nightmare might be the next big villain of the series, which is fine. They wanted to use Nightmare for a long time. Vision being gone, or at least the one at the Hex, is gone. I saw that coming. As for White Vision, if we're going by comic storylines, then hopefully Children's Crusade might get adapted and Vision crashes a wedding to save his wife with his kids and the rest of the Young Avengers. We are going to see him again, but I don't know when. Monica is going to space to help the Skrulls, Fury, and Captain Marvel, which will lead into Secret Wars and Captain Marvel 2. That's fine. Again, we all saw this coming. Jimmy and Darcy are kind of up in the air. Darcy could return in Thor 4 and possibly Loki, but who knows? No one knows what's going to happen to Jimmy. As for the twins, they will appear more. They are clearly setting up for the Young Avengers, which is fine. I think they'll age up again, and we will see Agatha too. Now, Wanda's ending is good. She got closure, made a bond with Monica, and is now studying the power of the multiverse alone. She clearly knows she can do this and is searching for her kids. I'm a little sad that she's alone. I think Doctor Strange would have showed up at the end and take her to New York, but his theme is playing in the background of the last post-credit scenes. All in all, Wanda got a good ending, stopped Agatha, and got her closure. She may not lose her mind like she did in the comics for the next movies, which I'm fine with. Let her be happy and calm for now. She suffered enough in my eyes. What's next? Okay, so this is clearly leading to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Wanda is already set to appear in that. Spider-Man 3 is a live-action version of Spider-Verse and will deal with the multiverse. But not everything was tied up. That's fine. Sometimes shows do that to get the audience to watch something else, but it shouldn't be as messy as this. However, I believe the tickets are the main issue with what happened in the finale. The missing person. Jimmy and the FBI were originally searching for a missing person. That was never resolved nor discussed again. Why is that? That was the whole reason Jimmy was there. Darcy kind of disappeared at the end due to tickets, and the cameo would have been Doctor Strange appearing to Wanda, but they couldn't get him in due to tickets. Episode 4 proves something else was coming. I had to rewatch it to see some of the details, but the second time we see the board Jimmy is writing on, under behind this, we see the word Skrulls. This is a bit of an odd detail considering the only ones who should know about the Skrulls is Nick Fury, S.H.I.E.L.D., and Captain Marvel, but she sent them back to space. Especially since by the first post-credit scene shows Monica talking with Talos about working with Nick Fury. So why do they suspect the Skrulls now? What happened? The same thing could be said with Monica being upset with Captain Marvel. Something happened. This will be explained later, but I feel like something is missing. I am positive someone's already looked at this board, but there are hints that not everything on this board got resolved. Also, the big one, Peter. I refuse to call him that other name, so just bear with me, he's Peter. This is a theory I'm going with along with the rest of the internet. Also, this can be wrong. I am just having fun theorizing. No one get mad in the comments. You could skip this and go to my rating. This is just me pointing out some evidence and noticing some dots I've connected. This might also be false, and me being in denial, but I will die on this hill. First, let's gather all the evidence. A huge detail I noticed from the end of episode 5 is the Hex was breached moments before Peter goes to Wanda's house. Wanda didn't think twice when she saw him, like she embraced him and fully believed that was her brother. Like, her brother is clearly physically different from that Peter. Peter also pulls pranks, steals items, and causes chaos in episode 6. Agatha even states that she couldn't revive the dead and just took this guy in, and used the necklace to her advantage and make him her eyes and ears. He has super speed. We still don't know if the necklace gave him that ability. Monica states Peter was not their idea to trick Wanda. Also, the scene with Monica and him is just odd. She just rips off the necklace and he starts freaking out. That's it. We never see him again. The Nexus is referenced, which is the home of all the alternate realities. This character was meant to be something much bigger. Even with the interview released where Monica, Peter, and the twins were trying to get Darkhold and fight a demon rabbit, why would he help them? He shouldn't have a reason to help them unless he's a multiverse Quicksilver. I say multiverse because I honestly don't think we're going to get the Fox's X-Men, but Deadpool's universe. Deadpool 3 is going to be a part of the MCU. But what does Deadpool have already? A Professor X, Beast, Storm, Nightcrawler, Cyclops, Colossus, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Teenage Warhead, and Quicksilver. Out of the cast list, only 3 were ever seen. Everyone else was just there when Deadpool complains about not seeing any other X-Men in the mansion. This is a good cast to use and has some of the actors people enjoy. Another detail that can make this work is that this universe is set in the modern day era, more or less. This can work in the MCU since it is in the modern era. Well, 2023. This is the best way to go about this. If not, then why cast Evan Peters? The whole character just feels so weird and out of place at the end. They can even use Doctor Strange 2 to prove that he is Peter from a multiverse. It wouldn't be hard, but I know they're close to finishing up filming, so who knows? In the end, this was still enjoyable. I do love how the first 6 episodes went, and the finale did have its moments too. So the rating? 4 out of 5. It was good, but the ending was a bit messy. However, it is still enjoyable. With that, thank you for watching, be sure to subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Bye!